Welcome to another drum lesson. I'm Nate Brown. This drum lesson is on Reese Berner's Pure Radio Cosplay. The drum entrance to this is a driving rock beat with a lot of toms. In order to follow along with this lesson, make sure you have the March 2011 issue of Drum Magazine. This is on page 49. Take a look at the first line. It starts with toms, eighth notes, 1 and the bass drum, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and nothing difficult, just make sure you're keeping solid time. On the third time through this repeat, so those 4 measures, they repeat 3 times. You'll see at the end it says crescendo. So you're going to crescendo into the beat. And that means to gradually get louder. I'm going to play starting at the third time through the first line and crescendo into the second line so you can hear what that sounds like. All right, take a look at the second line. It starts with the crash cymbal, and then you're going to have a basic driving rock beat, just as if you were playing it with your right hand on the hi-hat, except the right hand's going to be on the low tom. So don't let all those toms that you see throw you off. Sounds like this: 1, 2. So your left hand's going to be on the high tom, like this, like you would be on the snare. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the beat, if I were on the hi-hat and the snare, would sound like this. 3 and 4 and 2 and 3, 4 and but we're just changing it onto the toms. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Next 2 measures, the third and the fourth, of the second line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Third line continues that same feel. I'll play the first 2 measures. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm going to take the last measure of that line a little slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Take a look at 3 and. 3 and. I move my left stick to the open hi-hat. 3 and. On 4, hit a flam and close the hi-hat, and then and. So just practice that 3 and 4 and over and over. 3 and 4 and. 3 and 4 and. 3 and 4 and. That's a fill into the beat on line number 4, which is this: 1 and 2 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's back and forth between the snare and the bass and a loose hi-hat. I'm going to play lines 2, 3, and 4 so you can hear what they sound like. Line number 4 comes out of that fill on the snare, and with a crash on 1, 1, and then 2 is on a different crash, 1 and 2. If you only have 1 crash, as I usually say, just use that 1, no big deal. 1 and 2. We're going back into a driving rock beat with the toms here, except now instead of hitting the left hand on the high tom, you're going to hit it on the middle or the medium. So I'm going to start at measure 1, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And that's the same fill as we had 2 lines ago. The beat here on line 6 is the same as we had in line 4. It's just 1 and 2 and 3, back and forth. The drum fill at the end is a little different. So take a look at the last measure of line 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and the 4 and 3 and the 4 and Coming out of the fill into line 7, 1 and 2, same thing. The beat's the same, the fill's the same at the end, the same that we had on line 5. On to line 8, coming out of the fill, instead of going to the back and forth snare and bass beat, your right hand goes to the ride cymbal and you play this rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and the 4 and up. I'm going to play the whole thing through for you. Instead of playing the first line 3 times, I'm going to play it once and crescendo into the second line. And there it is. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Make sure you subscribe to Drum Magazine and keep drumming.